Well, the good part about this story, we know who the grandpa is. Yeah, he was born in a little village in a land kind of far away. And when he was 16 years old, when it was time to go into the army, he skedaddled and he come to the land of the free, home of the brave. He becomes citizen and changed his name a little, and he started off on the East Coast and he go to the West Coast. He hotel man, restaurant man, and brothel owner. Then he go home back to the little village to marry Elizabeth. Yeah. They get married and then he bring her back to the land of the free. Yay! But she not happy here. So he take her back to the little village. But the government of the place say, no, you emigrated to get out of your military service. They say 8 weeks. We want you out of here in 8 weeks. And the mama pregnant and they have to leave. So they come back to the land of the free, the home of the brave. And Dumm's daddy was born in the Bronx. Yeah. They work very hard, like all good immigrants do. They want a good life, so they work hard. But there was a great pandemic of influenza, and Grandpa died when he's still a young man. Now, Grandma, she was smart cookie. Grandma was the one who started the business, Mrs. and Son. But Dumm's daddy was only a teenager. He was a young kid. It was Grandma's idea to take the land. They had bought a little bit of land before Grandfather died, and she get contractor and she built some houses, and that's how the empire began. So then they work very hard together, mother and son, and they do it very well. But Papa, kinda shady guy. Yeah, he get involved in profiteering and racketeering, and he worked with the mob bosses in construction. And they say there's some money laundering going on and all kinds of stuff. And he joined that group of men, you know, they wear long white dresses and big pointy hats, and they burn crosses and things like that. And yeah, he was arrested for marching in his robes in New York City. Yeah. Oh, and then he got in trouble with the government. Yeah. In the 50s and in the 60s and in the 70s, he was charged by the Justice Department for practices against unfair housing because he would not rent to black people. Yeah, and you know that famous folk singer guy? This land is your land, this land is my land. You know that guy? This famous folk singer accused Dumm's papa of stirring up hate in the human heart. Racial hate. The kumquat does not fall far from the tree. Then he get married. He married an economic migrant, a poorly educated domestic worker who come to the United States for a better life. And they get married and they have 5 kinder. Papa was very hard man, kind of like GLUMM's papa, you know. And he always talk about losers. Don't be a loser. But they find that little Dumm bit of a handful. And so they have to send him away. And they send him to a military school, yeah, because they think maybe he will learn something there. But, he's not a really good student. But he liked to play the games, yeah, and he liked to march, yeah, and he liked the girls. Oh, yeah, that was always true. But nobody knows what a stable genius he is or how good a brain he really has, because all the records of all the schools that Dumm went to are sealed. If you make all A's, if you're a really good student, why seal the records? It's like GLUMM burning down the village. If there's nothing to hide, why do you burn down the village? When Dumm in college, the big Vietnam War going on, and he told people, he said, I don't want to go to that war. Well, he got 6 deferments. He had bone spurs. Now, we know later what Dumm think about the people who defend their country and our soldiers and end up giving their lives for the country. We know all that. But anyhow, he got deferment. Yeah, some people call that a draft dodger. So, Dumm started working for his papa. And of course, Papa gives him a lot of money to begin with. But Dumm keep losing money. Some people say that he's the biggest loser, that he lost more money than anybody have ever lost. And people say that he don't pay his workers, and they say that, he do money laundering, and then he gets deals with that little guy in Russia, yeah. And some people say they have something to hang over him in Russia, yeah. That maybe he was misbehaving. So, anyhow, some people say that he really not a good businessman. Then he needed some money. So he started a television show, and he played this big shot with a lot of money and very powerful. And people believed this. It was all razzle dazzle. But people thought this guy was like that. So they elected the flim-flam man, the president of the United States. Yeah. Pavel, the little Wusky guy, he wants to snuff out democracy all over the world. So it's very, very good for him to have useful doof who fall in line with his philosophies, so that step by step, the less democracy in the world. Yeah. With the help of lies and propaganda and the social media, democracy is hanging on by its fingernails. Right. So Dumm keep telling everybody how rich he is, but nobody knows how rich he is because he won't show anybody his income tax papers. Yeah. Everybody who run for president, they're supposed to do that. It's just understood. But he didn't do that. And he won't do it. I wonder why. Maybe he doesn't have all that money. He says he has. We all know that he lost a lot of money. But what I can't understand is why Dumm carries on so about the immigrants after he married 2 of them. We all immigrants. All of us are immigrants. But they came over for a better life, yeah? And that's what people do. They really do see the United States as something special. A place you can go to be safe. But now, Dumm, he throw the immigrants in cages, and he tried to stop all the laws. He said he don't want any more relatives of immigrants to come in. And but his wife, that's what they did. They all came in. So I don't understand why now, why he's so ugly. Because his family were immigrants. His wife was an immigrant. Supposedly she came in on a genius visa, but I don't know. From the pictures, it don't look that way. But anyhow, some people say that there has been some cognitive disintegration. But you know, Dumm's daddy spent the last 6 years of his life with Alzheimer's. Yeah. So maybe at the early onset of Alzheimer's, what's happening to him. He tweets all the time, and his tweets don't make sense. He all these spelling errors and misinformation. We learn things in school, right ways to behave. We learned that it wasn't nice to be mean or to be a big bully. But now he is. But he was. People saw what he was before they elected this guy the first time. And now he even worse. And people are going to vote for him again. If you want to stop the name calling and the bad behavior and the inciting to violence and the trying to divide us so that we are afraid of one another, if you want to stop this, you can help do it. Number 1 bear story. Why did the bear cross the road? Yeah, he wanted to get to the other side. Number 2 bear story. Why did the bear take a shit in the woods? Yeah, because that's what bears do. Number 3 bear story. Why did the bear tear up the town? Because no one stopped him. So what are you going to do? Are you going to close your eyes? Or are you going to stop the bear from tearing down the town? This is a time you have to make a choice. While we still have one. Because there comes a time, like in part 1, where you no longer have a choice. It's too late. Some people say that this is our last chance to save democracy.